Yeah, she's beautiful. My God. My God, she's beautiful. I'd just like to say a huge shout out to all of the names that you're seeing on the screen right now. These are my Patreons who help to support me as a content creator and allow me to keep creating content full time. If you are interested in becoming a Patreon or helping to support the stream in any way, thank you, Marvin. You're a sweetheart. Then check out the social links in the chat right now. There's a donation link if you want to throw some money at the chat to help, or if you want to become a Patreon and do it monthly, then you can do that. My socials are there, and if you're watching on YouTube, it'll be in the description box down below. Let's play some goddamn Dragon Age. Now, the past couple of days, I don't know if I'm going to put the past couple of days up on YouTube because it's just been us fucking around. We can go and see the vault guy again if you want. Smash. I remembered from yesterday, you're a sweetheart. So let's go see if the vault guy is still there and we can get our spoon and give it to Bull. So we opened the vault and we answered 2 questions yesterday, so let's see if we can get a third. If we get this question right, then he'll give us a spoon. Let's see what happens.
I return, Inquisitor, as does the Quizquisition.
My God.
It begins now, and there is a timer. Chantry belief centers on the enigmatic Maker and his bride. Name her traitorous husband.
Mathrath, Rath. Mafarath.
Mafarath is the name.
Correct. Well played.
Yes! What is green? What is green? I imagine I should present to you an object. This is one of the codexes that's in the little room. Why is it appearing here? Why is it appearing here right now? Do you want me to read you the codex about what is green? Imagine I should present to you an object which, to my mind, is of indisputable greenness and ask, does this thing appear to you to be green? Naturally, you might say that it does, for you have come to recognize the appearance of the color of the object to be green, associating the word with what your eyes see. But could it be my understanding of green differs entirely from yours? What if, perchance, you could see into my mind? You might realize that all things that I name green are actually red in your understanding. Oh my God, it's a fucking mind. Take your tinfoil hats off right now, guys. It's getting deep. Or put them on. Without the moorings of objective truth, we are set adrift in oceans of solitary experience. The promising opening to a lecture given by Karstein, this guy, a philosopher and poet at the University of Orlais, who wants to blow everybody's mind with overripe red tomatoes.
The Quizquisition is completed, and you have done so perfectly.
Yeah.
You may have an inadequate grand prize.
Thank you.
Quizquisition. Away.
Yeah. So if you answer 3 questions correctly, then you get a spoon. The spoon of spoon! The spoon of boon! Boon of the spoon! Let's go and find... it's a double-handed beast. There he is. Out here judging my guy's wind sounds. Maybe he thinks they are great. He thinks he's fantastic. There it is, guys. Look, it's a fucking spoon. Like, no joke, it's a straight-up spoon. Look at that. It clubs like a mace, and it's actually pretty good. So we'll just dump that on Bull. Bull will now carry the spoon boon of the spoon on the bull spoon boon woo. Yeah, there he is. The spoon wielder. One of the best things that you can watch is there's a move that Bull uses where he literally slams a guy into the ground, and he'll do it with a spoon. So we're just going to take Iron Bull out today, methinks. Methinks today is going to be a day of the Iron Bull. Well, that was fun. And now my vault is completely pointless, apart from the hat. The hat is good. We do like the hat. Whee. Right. This is where that codex usually is. It's usually in here. Like, where is it? Is it that one? Yeah, it's usually that one maybe. Because all of these, their codexes come up. I thought it was over here actually. I thought it was this one. Yeah, I thought it was that one. There's a lot going on in here. Solus, clean out your fucking library, man. There is actually the pyramids at Parvolan. We probably should have read that codex. That could have been interesting. There is a mod to clean up that room, but Josephine, you good? She's fine. Oh!
Inquisitor,
Uh-oh.
I must speak with you.
Uh-oh.
What is it?
I must explain something first about the Montillier's fortunes. My family made their fortune as traders in Antiva until a scandal exiled us from Orlais some ages ago.
Woo, Antiba!
Devastated our finances. The Montillier's have, in fact, been in debt for over 100 years.
My god.
This better not be about lending you money.
What? No, certainly not. I promise you. For generations, we've done everything to keep creditors at bay. Sold our lands to stave off interest. It's just... it is infuriating to see my family still reduced to this. I'm to become head of our house. If I sell any more of our land, my family will become destitute. That cannot be my legacy to them.
Most people worry about their next meal, never mind an estate.
I'm not blind, but I worry for my family. My foolish sister Yvette with her daydreams. My brothers trying to rebuild our fleet with their own hands. Is it wrong to hope they never know hardship?
Is there anything I can do?
I'd almost solved our problems. For a while.
Squish Phalange with
I
a water bottle.
negotiated a chance to reinstate the Montillier's as landed traders in Orlais. We could rebuild with that. But when I dispatched paperwork to
Blackwall.
Valroyo, I've just learned my carriers were murdered. And the documents restoring my family's trading status destroyed.
My god.
Were the murderers targeting the Inquisition?
Leliana made inquiries that bore success. Comte Boisvert, a nobleman in Valroyo, claims to know who killed my messengers. He has a request that you come when I meet him, so he's seen publicly conferring with you.
What?
What will being seen with me gain the Comte?
My
The
nose?
Comte will drop hints
Tom
at
Wall?
parties he's to meet with an important
Black
visitor.
Rainier?
Allies and rivals will
I like
take
Tom
note.
Wall.
Once he's met you, there will be speculation. The Comte will subtly spin reports to his advantage. He will use us. But if he knows who killed my people, I ask that we indulge him.
I like Tom Wall very much.
I hope the Comte isn't making up information just to be seen with me.
I will take full responsibility if that's the case, Inquisitor. I must know who killed my couriers just to harm my family.
Okay. We can do that. We also need to go and talk to Coulon. Coulon? Couloni? Coulanio? Cool?
What can I do for you, Your Inquisitorialness?
Apparently nothing.
Carry on.
Coulonage? Coulonic irrigation?
How can I help?
We'll talk later.
Get that head rub in. Hello there, Iron Wing. How are you? Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Cullen. Hey, pal. You coping? Uh-oh. Wait, what?
I wanted to thank you. When you came to see me, if there's anything... This sounded much better in my head.
Himbo head rubs.
I trust you're feeling better?
Yes.
Is it always that bad?
The pain comes and goes. Sometimes I feel as if I'm back there. I should not have pushed myself so far that day.
I'm just glad you're all right.
I am. I've never told anyone what truly happened to me at Ferelden's Circle. I was... not myself after that. I was angry. For years, that anger blinded me. I'm not proud of the man that made me. Now I can put some distance between myself and everything that happened. It's a start.
Game really wants me to romance Cullen. Like, at every opportunity I get, they're like, but Cullen though? But Cullen exists! Wouldn't romancing Cullen be good? I'm just like, ugh. What would Philandra say?
The past isn't always pleasant. Sometimes you have to let go and move on.
I can't forget what happened, but it led me here. I can make that mean something. Anyway, I meant to thank you, not trouble you further. You've enough to worry about. How are you holding up?
Scarred her face. Oh no. She's fully healed. She healed so well. She gave me no trouble whatsoever. Easy heal. What a babe. I'll need to get him some sunscreen or something that I can put on my hand. But absolute babe. I'm thinking 4 or 6 for Philandra is what I'm thinking. Maybe this one.
I'm fine. Focus your concern on our soldiers.
Of course, Inquisitor.
I went with 6. Sorry, chat. I don't know why. Maybe it's just nervousness, but my nose is ouchy. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba. Chaos Eddie. That's me. Chat 4. Eddie chooses 6. Hamster said 6 was better. Look, I can't guarantee you that my hamster... hold on. That's cool. I don't know why I'm worried. I'm just having a little nervous moment in my brain head place. In my brain head place. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. It doesn't matter. Everything's fine. Right, wee! Cullen, Josephine. I think we need to talk to Cullen again, actually. Anything we can do? No, I'm just going to try and talk to you guys and play some Dragon Age, and hopefully I can distract myself. Everything's fine. Like, there's nothing to worry about. I expressed an opinion and people don't like the opinion, and that's okay. Yes, I thought so.
The smugglers we interrogated gave up the Red Templar's main source of red lyrium, Inquisitor. It's located in the Dales, near a town called Sarnia. Destroying the mine there will cripple Samson's operations.
Excellent work, Commander. I'll investigate the mine.
Destroying the Red Templar's source of lyrium will be a loss Samson won't soon forget.
No, it's okay. I don't want to overwhelm my brain too much,
Yes.
but...
I could use some fresh air. Could you?
I didn't tell Liliana we were borrowing her bird. Chances are she knows anyway.
So I have a mod that puts back... Well, some of this deleted dialogue from Cullen exists in the game. And I have a mod that makes him say
At
it.
your service.
I could use some fresh air. Could you?
I don't know what he'd done, but the bird was tangled in the jesses. I had to cut her loose. At your service.
I could use some fresh air. Could you?
I don't know what he'd done, but the bird was tangled in the jesses. I had to cut her loose.
There's more.
Was there something you needed?
I could use some fresh air. Could you?
Then says she's from Kirkwall, as if I'd know her. Kirkwall's a big city. I didn't go around introducing myself to everyone.
So there's a whole bunch of like deleted lines that we can now access because of the mod. So we'll harass Cullen every so often and just see what he has to say. Egg! 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 Solus! What are you researching? Solus! Solus though! Let's go see if Liliana needs us. She sometimes has a quest for us. Dorian! Dorian.
Something you need?
Dory, 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 Dorian.
I should go.
Try not to kill anyone without me.
Dorian. 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 We'll gather up as many personal quests as we can. Hey, she sat! She sat!
I didn't get the chance to say so earlier, but welcome back to Skyhold.
Thank you.
After that terrible journey through the Fade, it must feel good to stand on solid ground again, no?
I had the vibe of please notice me, senpai.
Nothing in the Fade bothered me. Oh? Well, I'm glad for you then.
A lie. A posturing lie.
Anything I should know?
I've agents stationed by the ruins of Haven should Corypheus or his lackeys return. So far nothing, and the breach has been quiet for some time. There is something at least.
I'll leave you to your work.
No quest. Alright, that's good to know. Solus! Solus, you were supposed to catch me. Right, let's go and do Josephine's quest. Oh, my nose. Wait, what? Oh, we should do that. Who does need knees? I don't need knees. Knees are good for... what? Discuss. I always put Dorian in the rope light armor. The rope light armor? Oh, the rope light armor. The Kunari one. I see. My nose! Why? He's been fine all day. But now that it's not about him. He wants to make it all about him. Now that I'm trying to like stream. Hello! Thank you for the dapper banana. How are you? It's not just you, Ed. Mine has gone off as well. What's going on, Iron Wing? What is going on? Da da da. Da da da. Da. Oh. It was me. I yawned. Where is it?
I have not asked in a while.
Oh, cool. We're clear.
How goes the hunt for Samson?
We're close. I know it.
If I can help you any further.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Cool. Alright, no, we're fine. I thought we had something on the war table to do, but we're fine. Your nose would like to remind people it's cute. That's sweet, thank you. It's better than a 1! Natural 20! What would you like for your natural 20? I want to roll. I never get to roll. A 5. Yeah, that seems about right. What would you like for your natural 20? Natural 20! What would you like for your natural 20? What are the options again? You could listen to the Pio-chan song. You could have a tarot card pull. You could change the lighting behind me or on my mic. You could roll for a D&D character. You could roll for Inquisitor. You rolled Neve's stealth. That's a bit harsh and yet completely accurate. I rolled my real D20 and it gave me a 1. You have watermelons? I love watermelons. What would you guys like? All of you who Morden sings? Oh, better to die to a Threshermore. It's not Threshermore, is it? She is the Krogan Queen. Hurrah, hurrah for the Krogan Queen. And it is a glorious thing to be the Krogan Queen. Backlights are green, no problem.
I am the very model of a scientist Solarian. I've studied species Turian and Saurian Batarian. I'm
quite good at genetics as a subset of biology because I am an expert, which I know is a tautology.
My xenoscience studies range from urban to agrarian. I am the very model of a scientist Solarian.
Beats! You got duck dice? Hell yeah, duck dice. There you go. Green. Very green. The D4 is built different. How comes? Right, what were we doing? Josephine. 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 In Valcroyo. Okay.
Yep.
Valroyo. There she is. Here. Let's take Blackwall, Dorian, and Iron Bull because he has the spoon. He has the spoon. I'm in the fade with the green. They call me Fadewalker for a reason. Green lights, you sure they aren't red? Well, they're green to me, so I don't know what they look like to you guys, but this is what I associate with green. Maker, can you hold my beer? Get to see Bull with his spoon. Looks green to me. Good to know, good to know, good to know, good to know. That we both associate green with the same colour. There's the spoon, guys. Oh my god, there's the spoon. Wow. We are rocking a spoon. Tragic. Dragon Rage. Dragon Rage? He's a Pokemon now? No longer. Damages you, although you can no longer use it as often. His ability to fight you hit harder. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Ring of Pain now moves to follow you. While Ring of Pain is active, Devour costs less stamina and has a shorter cooldown. Oh. He's good. He's good. He's good. Welcome back, Stitch. Welcome the back.
It's the Grand Ball and the Winter Palace.
Ah yes, we're in Val Royeaux now. There she is. Get her.
Do you know where this noble wanted to meet us?
I do. The Comte Boisvert's invited us to his mansion, not far from here. I pray he clears up the deaths of my messengers, as promised.
I'm ready.
Lead the way.
I'm ready. Okay, Ironwing, that's no problem. Wow. Oh dear. Oh, excuse me. I'm a wee mess today, I'm afraid. A wee mess. Both the ladies have got their hair up in a nice little neat bun.
Welcome, my friend.
Thank you for seeing us, Comte Boisvert.
The honor is mine. Please, sit. It's an honor to assist two such distinguished guests.
My staff! My ass! My chair! Oh no! Right, is Philandra going to game this? Like, is she going to play the game? I think she might play the game. But not completely.
I hope helping us doesn't endanger you.
Hardly. Even a brush with someone as well known as yourself
Hello,
can become a
Arcana,
great
how are
asset
you?
in Val Royeaux. Giving you the identity of those who murdered Lady Montile's messenger seemed the least I could do. Have you heard of the House of Repose?
The Assassin's League?
My contacts obtained a copy of a document in the archives. Contract for life.
The House of Repose is hereby sworn to eliminate anyone attempting to overturn the Montilier's trading exile in Orlais.
How does he drink his wine through that mask? Have a good one, Nerdy.
Who's sending these assassins?
The contract was signed by a noble family. The Du Paraquets.
But the Du Paraquets died out as a noble line over 60 years ago.
Indeed.
His lips are
But the
covered.
contract was signed 109 years ago.
They're all the way up
How
inside
can a
there.
family try to kill you after they died out?
The Du Paraquets were our rivals. They drove the Montiliers from Val Royeaux. This contract was drawn up over 100 years ago.
An emergency
but it
induction
wasn't
port,
invoked until
of
I tried to
course.
overturn my family's exile.
Unpleasant though it may be, the House of Repose is merely fulfilling its contractual duties.
Yeah, why indeed are these hats fashionable? We may never know. Fashion... Who was it? Was it Oscar Wilde who said that fashion is a thing deemed so ugly it must change by the week or something? A bit harsh, but...
If the people who wanted your family dead are gone, why are the assassins
Hi,
still
Barbara!
after you?
A contract is a contract, Inquisitor.
He tilts his
Orlesian
head so far
businesses
back
live
his
and
neck
die by their
breaks to
reputations.
drink.
The entire guild's welfare would be endangered if an agreement was tossed aside on a whim of time or fate.
She's quite right, Your Worship. The House of Repose is doing what it feels necessary. By its standards.
Oh, you're just in time, Barbara. You're just in time for Josephine.
So we destroy this House of Repose before assassins appear at Skyhold's doorstep.
There may be a less confrontational way to end this. The Duparakets still have descendants under the common branch. If we elevate them to nobility, a Duparaket could annul the contract on my life.
That will take time, Lady Montilier. Time during which the House of Repose will be obliged to hunt you.
Will they now? You are exceedingly well informed. You're not to have said you'd heard rumors, at best.
A bit of subterfuge. This contract on your life is an ugly business. One the House of Repose deeply regrets.
Dun dun dun.
But this is Orlais. Even an assassin's word is his bond.
Dun dun dun.
Does Comte Boisvert actually exist?
Absolutely. The Comte's offer to reveal the killers of Lady Montilier's messengers was genuine. So was his information somehow. An end to be tied up later.
He has such a hard French accent.
The House of Repose has some nerve sending a killer to greet us.
Hardly anyone in the League isn't trained for this, Inquisitor. The contract on Lady Montilier's life is so unusual, we felt the courtesy of an explanation was in order.
It is appreciated, monsieur.
Your idea to seek out the Duparaket to revoke our orders is an interesting one. I wish you luck. I did not come to shed blood today, Inquisitor. Only to speak. Might I pass?
Might I pass?
Why warn us about your contract and let us go?
In Orlais, it is only decent to inform those involved in a contract when extraordinary circumstances conspire.
And the guild's reputation would suffer if you ignored the contract. I quite understand.
Thank you, my lady. May we conclude with my departure?
No. I can just hear it in my head being like, no. I've never killed this guy before. Philandra wakes up every day and chooses violence. I think she does. Look, she's I'm sorry, guys.
Not on your life.
As you wish.
Well. Oh, yeah. Not when there's a rift mage in the room. Good luck with that, dickheads. Sorry about the chairs! Sorry about the carpets!
The fault is mine. You all put yourselves in danger here because of me. Let's discuss this problem in safety, Inquisitor, at Skyhold.
Ah, so that...
Do you hear something?
That is why we
Goodness,
do this
Comte Boisvert,
with a
is that
full
you?
party.
Oh, the lock's been broken off. We'll find a saw. I realize the cabinet is quite valuable, Comte, but surely... A locksmith, then? As you wish.
Well, that happened, and now we're here. Philandra would just totally leave him in there. Yeah, look, it's the cover artwork for the Masked Empire. Yeah, she's just gonna let Josephine deal with that. Holy. Back to Skyhold, I guess. So that's why we take a full party for that quest. I've often wondered. I've never killed that guy before, but you know, if anybody was going to, it was going to be Philandra. I kind of love her a little bit. I could practically hear Philandra saying, "No, The audacity to even ask. I know, I just heard it as clear as day in my head when he was like, might I pass? She was like, no. Oh dear. And guess whose advice she's going to be taking? Have a good one, Ironwing. It was lovely to see you.
Inquisitor.
Inquisitor. Da-da-da-da-da.
I'm so sorry, Inquisitor. I never thought my family's trading status would trap us in an assassin's plot.
Between our soldiers and spies, Skyhold's safer than anywhere else in Thedas.
Yet the problem persists. I've tracked down the last Du Paraquets. If they become gentry, they can annul the contract on my life. We'll require a noble from Val Royaux to sponsor them, a judge to provide documents, a minister to ratify them.
It's so like you to take the longest course of action, even when your life is at stake.
I assume you already know everything about this mess.
There is a faster way, Josephine. The original contract on your life is in the vaults of the House of Repose. If my agents infiltrate it and destroy the original, the assassin will have no obligation to chase you.
Exactly, Blackwell.
Liliana, please. I want no more bloodshed over a personal affair.
Don't be so stubborn, Josie. How long will it take you to gather these favors in Val Royaux?
Liliana has a point.
If destroying the original contract will satisfy the guild, I say we do it.
But I'm sure my plan will work, Inquisitor.
Whatever happens, I'll assign you more guards. The House of Repose won't be idle long.
I appreciate it, but I still believe elevating the Du Paraquets will solve this.
Look at her little face.
First, we need to perform some favors in Val Royaux. I'd be happy to discuss where we could begin.
Looking at her friend like, for fuck's sake, let me help you. How do I do it? It's either one of what? Speak with Josephine about the next move. Dispatch Liliana's assassins! Let's go! Dispatch! Dispatch! They'll be there and back, job done, before Josephine even gets her first letter sent away. Music is ominous. Get it, Josephine. I mean, Liliana. We did it. And now we go back. Good job. Good job, love. Because they're besties, you see, Philandra and Liliana. They're besties. Ever since that time in Haven when they bonded over coming back to life or escaping death. Well, we can wait for the revenge. It's fine. Everything's fine. Philandra will deal with the consequences later. My hair looks really fluffy. I'm liking Philandra too. She's really I knew that she was going to be a hard nut, but Len, oh fiddlesticks, Philandra, please just say fuck. Nair, Nyralas, Solarian backwards. Len is my D&D character. Whoop.
I must return to Val Royaux to see that everything is in order. Please join me when you can.
Thank you, I'm sorry. Don't be sorry, it's okay. I love both of those boys, they're great. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I remembered that he's from D&D because Len voice, darling. Thank you very much for being here. I'd just like to say a huge thank you to everyone who remembers that I exist and that everything is fine and wonderful. And I hope you're having a great day. And I hope you're having
Those are not how wardens should be.
me.
One has to be true to what they are.
I hope you're having me. I miss Len. Boop.
I read Liliana's report. Her people infiltrated the League of Assassins targeting you. The contract on your life has been destroyed. You should be safe now.
Natural 20.
And thus we outwit the House of Repose.
What would you like for your natural 20?
It's an unpleasant business.
Another 20.
But you're safe now.
I've no doubt that the guild was staffed by vicious men and women, Inquisitor. It's simply... Did I ever mention I used to be a bard?
You were a singer?
Bards entertain the Orlesian court. They sing, play music, make charming conversation, and spy. Many young nobles put on a mask and practice playing the game in such a fashion.
Get out of here, sir! Cutting across my fucking camera. I tagged you in my TikTok video. Is it a... We still doing D&D characters? We sure are. You tagged me? Wait, which account did you tag? I have 3. Hello Daisy, how are you? Can I get a Waluigi Pio-chan? Feel like goofy dancing? Who? So you want a Waluigi Pio-chan? No problem. Hold on. After this cutscene, who else got a natural 20? Boots got one and Chubby Bunny got one, right? Yeah, you can get like D&D characters, inky characters. We can roll for them. You can change the lighting behind me. You can change the lighting of my microphone. It was Unifadewalker. Okay, I've got it. And then you can do a Pio-chan song. You can do a whole bunch of things. Hold on. Tagged me in your video. Let me see. Where is it? Ba 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 da ba. What's my mentions? Ba 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 da ba. Ba 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 ba. Which one is you? Is your username the same or different? Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 da ba. Can I get the mic changed to purple? You sure can. Ba 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 da ba. Dee 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 dee. Ba 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 ba. Dee 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 dee. Dee 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 dee. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. There was a little Spanish flea. Dee 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 dee. It kind of looks pink on camera, but I promise you it's purple. Dee 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 dee. Alright, what does everybody else want? And a D&D character for Daboots. Alright, for D&D, I believe it's roll a D20.
What made you interested in becoming a bard?
Little lady.
I was attending a university in Valroyo when I learned about bards. There was such an air of romance about them.
Are you sure it was
Stories
that?
of secrets, trysts, and fascinating people. A group of us, young gentry from Antigua, decided this exciting life was for us.
Wait, what? Hold on. Are you sure it was that one?
I don't imagine many firstborn heirs join those ranks.
No, I was a rather foolish exception. During one particular intrigue, I encountered the bard sent to kill my patron. We fought. Or perhaps scrapped is the better word. Both of us terrified. We were at the top of a steep flight of stairs. The other bard drew a knife, and I pushed him away from me. You can imagine the result.
Hold on. I'm looking for it. Maybe it's this one. Ah. I got you. I found it.
I don't see the fault. You survived, as did your patron.
But it was such a waste, Inquisitor. When I took off his mask, I knew him. We'd attended parties together. If I'd stopped to reason, if I'd used my voice instead of scuffling like a common thug, I'll always wonder who that young man would have grown into.
Wah.
From bard to diplomat is quite a change in direction.
I was headed down that path for some time already. That night merely crystallized it. In all the commotion... forgive me.
I found it.
I don't believe
It's
I
adorable,
ever thanked
thank you.
for helping me with this.
Yee. Yee. Thank you. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Your skills truly benefit the Inquisition. We wouldn't want to lose you.
Well, House Montilier will always be grateful to you. And should you ever visit Antiva, stories of the welcome we'll give you will be told for years.
I would like to visit Antiva, please. Make that a thing that happens. I would love that. Do 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 do. There's a lot of people arguing. Have you bought the 10k box? I have in a previous game, but we can go, I can show you where the 10k box is. I need to stop worrying about the discourse that is happening in my fucking comment section right now on TikTok. I need to just stop worrying about it. There's a lot happening. And I just need to not look at it. I just need to leave it alone and not look at it. And yet. Wow. Okay, it's not. I mean, it's not that bad. I don't know why I get so nervous about stuff like this. It's not that bad. They're going to argue no matter what. You are right. People will agree with me. People will disagree with me. But what frightens me a little bit is just a whole bunch of misinformation. Boots a 2. But the problem is like, what is the information? Like, I wasn't there. It's all historically blah. It's an elf of your choice. Moo. Boo. Boots. It's an elf of your choice. So you can have like a wood elf, a high elf, an eladrin, a drow. It's up to you. But if you roll me another d20, we'll get your class. Who wanted the Waluigi Pio-chan song? I'll get it for you. Hold on. Correct. And history can be rewritten at any time. Exactly. 19. So it's an elf druid. Fun. And then roll me a d8 for a little bit of flavour. And we'll get the Pio-chan song sang. An 8. An optimist or a hopeless romantic. Wow. Alright, if you've never heard the Pio-chan song before, just let it happen. Don't question it. Just let it wash over you. It will be over soon. Here we go. You're welcome.
Waluigi time.
Pio, 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 Pio-chan. Pio-chan, Pio-chan. Pio, Pio-chan. Ow! おいしくめがinsideです。Pio-chanの卵。よろしくです。Pio-chanの卵。発売中。
It is an acquired taste. ふわふわで黄色でおしゃれなお口です。お尻だって守る毛並みだってパーフェクト。歌うことが大好き。楽しいです。ドキドキ。ワクワクです。ピヨ。ピヨピヨピヨピヨピヨちゃん。ピヨちゃんピヨちゃん。ピヨピヨちゃん。丸くてスクラな目はキラリンキラリン星みたい。ピヨちゃんピヨちゃんピヨピヨちゃん。美味しいでしょ? And that was the Waluigi Pio-chan song. Pio Pio des. Bull. Let's give him some accessories. He's got plenty, never mind. Right, I can't afford the box, but I've bought it already. We should be fine. You alright there, soldier? He seems good. Right, okay, so that's... Josephine did. What else do we... What is on the agenda for today? So we've got the inner circle. Raid the Saria Quarry. Let's go and open up Empress. Because we haven't opened up Empress de Leon. And that is a travesty. That is an absolute travesty. It's one of my favourite places. That's Valroy, you twat. It's one of my favourite places. We can mine some silverite. We can absolutely do the Flower Crown quest. Great Bear! We can have a good time in Empress de Leon today, methinks. Let's go and do all that stuff. Who are we taking to Empress? Blackwall, Dorian, Bull? I agree. I agree. Bull can spoon his way to victory. It's my favourite and most ridiculous to me version Imperial. What, the Waluigi thing? Never heard of that song, and let me tell you, I loved it. It's a silly wee Japanese song. It's a song about eggs. It's from an anime where the character that sings it, he's an idol, and one of the jobs that he takes on is to write a wee jingle, a wee song to sell these eggs from a character that he loves. The character's a little bird called Pio-chan, which just means like little chick in Japanese essentially. So they're Pio-chan brand eggs, and it's really funny because eggs weren't supposed to be a theme of my channel, but they are. With Solus and with Solarians, it's all become a thing now, and this is where we are. Empress. Right, here we go.
Have you had any trouble with them?
100%
Not at
arc.
all. I will inform you if that changes.
Venture forth. Right. Solus. There we go. Would have liked to have taken Solus. There's a lot of cool things I can show you in Empress. Latrice. Like the pyramids and the feet in the ceiling and the other things and the stuff and the flower crown. We can do it all. I like Empress de Leon. Oh god, I'm so uncomfortable today. I don't know if I've been sleeping weird and my hip joints were like under a lot of pressure or something, but I'm finding it really uncomfortable to sit without feeling sore. And the Forbidden One! Imshale! He's a smelly man. And we get to meet Michel de Chavannes. Uh-oh, we're glitching a little bit because of my mods. Hopefully the game will not crash. Game, I'm looking at you, don't crash. Choice spirit. I do apologise for my nose. Welcome back, Clumsy. How are you? My nose, man. Don't mind my camera glitching right now. My mods for my Dragon Age game are loading and it's slowing down my OBS, so everything's fine. This is the most mods I've ever had in a game.
Inquisitor.
Scout Harding.
Oh my god, she's
We're
beautiful.
on the outskirts of Sarnia. This is what's left of the town. The lucky ones got out before the river froze over. The rest, penned in by Fade Rifts and Red Templars. We're the first friendly face they've seen in a long, long while.
Did you see how Phalange... Look how Phalange looks at Scout Harding. Oh! Gay!
How did an entire river freeze so quickly?
It got really cold, really quickly. Sarnia relies on its river for everything. Trade, food. They weren't expecting this.
Quite a few mods. This is Phalandra has the most mods running in her game than any of my other Inquisitors to date.
Here I come to save the day. Again.
That's why we love you. The Red Templars have been mounting frequent attacks. They want Empress de Leon. Bad. Let's get out there and take it back from them.
Let me kiss the dwarf. She's pretty and she knows it. Her smile, it really shows it.
Dispatch for you.
Report.
What is it? This may be worthwhile.
That the Dragon Bridge in Empress might be my favourite game visual. The bridge that takes you over to the other dragons. Thank you for joining in. There's a codex here that teaches you how to swear.
Chantry burns their dead, right? Hard to get a fire going in this weather.
She's very long. So the codex that teaches you how to swear is in here. Common curses. So lad, I think this was written by a dwarf. Yeah. Yeah, it's written by a dwarf. So lad, you're getting your sight straight in your first day's topside. So here's some advice. You're not just trading with kin, you're selling to all kinds of folk now, with different customs and tongues. As I've learned here, the most important part of any language is the cursing. I'll never say cussing till the day I die, it will always be cursing. It gets you trust. It gets you coin. Most elves you see in the city are servants, and a human looking for a fight might call one knife-ear. If the elf returns with shem or quick, blood's about to spill. Those Dalish elves use flat ear to insult the ones that live with the humans, like our unenlightened kin below calling us stone blind up here. Even the humans who pray to some woman they burned alive, and her god they call the Maker, say something when they knock their shins. It's a curse to say Andraste's, well, any body part really. Maker's breath might get you in with a swaggering fool but the lady priests won't be pleased. Chantry folk also don't like mages. If you hear a mage called a spellbind, hide anything flammable. Then there are all those beautiful
the heady blend of power, intrigue,
danger and sex that permeates these events. Thank you very much for that follow. Welcome to the stream. Then there are all those beautiful words that just mean sod it when that loose cobblestone flips and the ankle cracks. An elf will cry Fenhidus, while a human might damn it, and a Kunari will mumble Vashidan. I've even heard a couple of Tevinters yell Kafar. If any of these get aimed at you, hopefully all that gets killed is a sail. So basically all of these words are akin to saying like damn it, or shit, or fuck. We interesting. I'll find your wing.
Make me to rest in the warm. Come, lad. I have dried beans and radishes. It's not much, but with last week's salt pork, it makes a meal.
Thank you, madame.
Ah, the Inquisition.
Hello?
That was generous of you.
I do what I can. I am partly to blame for all this. The Red Templars are here because, fool that I am, I sold them my family's quarry.
I was big mad about Varric as well.
We haven't seen them in weeks.
Let us romance the dwarf!
They keep coming, taking more people. And there's nothing I can do to stop them.
I don't know why my hip is so unhappy today. It's probably just nerves.
How could you have sold land to the Red Templars?
I didn't know. I swear by Andraste's spire. They look like knights, chevaliers. Such pretty speeches. They said they would reopen the quarry, bring employment and trade back to Sanya. We'd been struggling since the war began. How could I refuse?
I am also interested, Chaos.
People went to work, they were paid.
Oh shit, bye Tuba! Ah, fuck.
After that, the Red Templars stopped pretending.
What do you mean the Red Templars take workers?
People just disappear. First those who worked the quarry, then they took people from their homes. I don't know why. I just prayed they'd leave me and my family alone.
Interesting. Right. Read the thing. Thing to do. Read a thing.
Maker, why have you allowed this to happen? My
Seriously?
little brother of the war, and now my sweet Louis dead. Maker, why?
Good thing she says that out loud. Now we have a quest. Low-key trying to decide if I'm going to my last class, if going to my last class is worth it, since I don't feel 100% better from sunstroke over the weekend. I mean, I can't make that call. Only you can make that call. I make this joke all the time, but I'm going to make it again.
Michel de Chauvin at your service, your worship. I saw the Inquisition's banners from afar. Never expected to see the Herald of Andraste herself.
Excuse me, what are you doing with that sword, sir? What are you doing with that sword? It's a bit unfortunate. I make this joke all the time, but I'll make it again. An Inquisitor walks in to a bar. With an Orlesian. And it's a costume party. But this Orlesian looks strange. Because they're not in a costume, they're just giving Michel de Chauvin a piggyback. So the Inquisitor looks at them and says, "Wait, I thought this was a costume party. You're supposed to be in costume." And the Orlesian says, "I am in costume. This is my costume." And the Inquisitor says, "Well, what are you then?" And the Orlesian says, "I'm a turtle." And the Inquisitor goes, "If you're a turtle," and points at his back and says, "Who's he?" And the Orlesian goes, "That's Michel." Thank you, everybody. I'm here all night.
Michel de Chauvin? I know your story. You were disgraced and banished from court for treachery.
There's much more than that, but it ends the same way. What does it matter? Despite all, I have a strong arm, a stout heart, and I still serve Ole.
Bull's doing leg day. Okay, give him a second, guys. He saw an opportunity, okay? He's getting his steps. He saw an opportunity for leg day.
Are you here to guard the people?
Eddie, leave. I will.
As much
I'll
as
just
I
leave.
can, although this was not my original intention. I hunt a demon. This one calls itself Imshale, and has settled in Suladin Keep, up in the hills. Imshale is free because I made a mistake. I will see him destroyed. Now that the Inquisition is here, perhaps the Red Templars who guard the keep can be routed. All I need is one chance.
Uno chanso.
I need to know more about Imshale.
A desire demon, more cunning than anything I have encountered. And I have played the game. Imshale has roamed the land for some time. If anything, he will have grown in power. Why he is here in Emprise de Lyon, however, is anyone's guess. Perhaps he has gained the cooperation of the Red Templars, or vice versa.
Or maybe he's hungry for Suladin fries. They don't exist. I made that up.
What's in Suladin Keep?
Red Templars, so far as I can tell. Suladin is an elven fortress, left to crumble. The locals always avoided it, believing it the haunt of ancient elven spirits.
You know where the demon is. Why wait?
I am but one man. Suladin Keep is guarded by Red Templars. While I would happily give my life for this, I would not give it in vain.
You could serve the Inquisition. We have use for strong arms and stout hearts.
No, not until Imshale is defeated.
Dun dun dun. Well,
Banana is
Jesus! Thank you, Otter.
My goodness. A full year of being with this awesome channel. Damn how time flies when you're having fun.
Happy 1 year! Hell yeah! Here's to many more together. How is your day going so far? I hope you're having a steadier day than me. Listen to it. It's almost like putting out red feelers. Guys, it's War of the Worlds. It's War of the Worlds. We're gonna get the red weed. Sounds like it's growling. With little feelers coming out almost. Been sort of chilling, having... are you sick, sweetheart? I'm so sorry. Well, get yourself comfy. We're in Empress de Leon. We're gonna have a good time. We're the exact right level for Empress, which is funny because I never come here for at the right level. That's new. Yo, stop that. Get away from him. You're absolutely fine, Dorian. There we go. Beautiful. What's over here then?
More red lyrium. Well, try not to touch it or anything.
Yes, sir. I was watching YouTube last night. Hello, Ellie. How are you? I was watching YouTube last night, right? I was on the couch and I was watching YouTube. And the YouTube video that I was watching broke for a break, like a YouTube ad break. Eddie, who are you romancing? This twat right here. This is the Black Wall. This is Tom Wall. Philandra said that she wanted Tom Wall, so we're romancing Tom Wall. But yeah, so there was an ad break in the YouTube video I was watching, right? And it was an ad for a movie called Fisherman's Friends. I'd never heard of it before, but I couldn't be bothered to skip the ad. I was too busy being comfortable. So I just let the ad run. And guess who popped up in the trailer for this movie? I'll give you a hint. It rhymes with Borean. His name rhymes with Borean's voice Bacter. Nailed it.
Banana is perfect!
Hello, cat. 2 months.
Here's to many more months.
Hell yeah. Good to have you. Thank you very much for 2 months. Like you said, here's to many more together. But yeah, Dorian's voice actor appeared in this movie. I was like, oh my god, it's Dorian! Yeah, it was Ramon! It's Ramon. It made me happy. I always get excited when he pops up. He was there very briefly, but he was there. It was grand. Anyway, yeah, that's just the thing. Have a good one, cat. See you next time. Right, let me deal with this real quick. Wasn't he in Game of Thrones? Yes, he dies in Game of Thrones. He was one of the second sons. Protect the mages. I'm fine, I just fell over. Speaking of falling over. This is fine. We must get the archers down. Archers always die first. Not like this, Dorian. Not like this. Not like this, Dorian. There we go. Beautiful. Wait, what? There's another guy? Oh gosh! There is! Ouch! Right. Somebody exploded. Archers, also known as Mage Bane. Yep, that's why I call them Mage Bane, because they can like one-shot a mage to deaths. Ooh, Fate Touch. Have a good one, Otter. I'm sorry your brain is being a bully. Right, this is my favourite part of Empress de Leon, and I'll show you why. Because this is where I farm my silverite. So all the way up here in Empress de Leon, you've got 3 different kinds of minerals, crafting materials. You've got silverite, everite, and dawnstone. They're all tier 3, and they're all fantastic. So we're just going to mine it and hopefully get some Fade Touch silverite would be perfect.
Snow's melting around the red lyrium.
Because it gives off heat. Red lyrium gives off heat. I don't know if that's significant. Ah! Fade Touch silverite right from the off. My god, I'm good. My god. They call me Fadewalker for a reason. It took 5 seconds to find some Fade Touch silverite. But is it the right one? But is it the right one? It's either going to be +5 guard on hit, or it's going to be casts Chain Lightning randomly. It's the 5 guard on hit. That is the absolute fastest I have ever found that. Hooray! Well done, Philandra. She knows. She knows.